Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Coming up here towards the end of the month, we are going to see our next major update here in Black Ops 6 and Warzone, and that of course is Season 4. And thanks to the Season 3 Reloaded update, then also the original Season 3 update, we've got several leaks and rumors regarding some of the presumed upcoming Season 4 content. We also have just general assumptions on what to expect across the season with some of the individual mode updates and a few confirmations from the devs as well, although in some rather ambiguous ways. But today I wanted to go through and essentially break down everything that we currently know about the Season 4 update for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. So first up here, when exactly is Season 4? Well, according to the Battle Pass countdown timer, when that strikes 0, that is when Season 3 is going to end and Season 4 will begin. And as of right now, pending any delays or extensions of the season or anything, Season 4 should be starting on May 29th. Could be May 28th if they decide to do like the whole first day is a Black Ops 6 update, second day is the Warzone update like they did with Season 3. I imagine that was largely just to keep Verdansk and the Warzone update its own individual thing. I think that was probably more than likely a one-time thing, but you never know. We're going to have to wait and see. But May 29th at the latest should be that Season 4 launch date. Obviously, that means in the coming days and weeks, we are going to start to see some marketing for this, whether it be some teasers and some trailers from Call of Duty, some posts or some blogs, and then eventually the full-on roadmap as well. And obviously, once that stuff surfaces or we start to see even more leaks and rumors surface, you guys know I'm gonna keep you updated with the need to know info. So stay tuned for that alongside everything else going on in COD by simply hitting that subscribe button and turning on those post notifications. And as we go through all the individual details of what to expect with Season 4, if you enjoy the video, a like rating is always really appreciated as well. So I figured first up here, we'd actually start with the global content updates and what to expect for stuff that will apply to multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone alike, operators, weapons, so on and so forth. While we do have several leaks for those that we've covered here recently, we do also have one sort of official yet ambiguous confirmation in regards to the content quality within events. We've actually already started to see this come to fruition here in the later stages of Season 3, but you may recall a while back on one of the dev calls that I was a part of, we reported that the devs did directly confirm that they plan on doing more event camos and upgrading the quality of the event rewards in future updates. And we started to see a little bit of that within Season 3. We obviously had some event camos release. As we get into Season 4 and we see even more events drop, this should become more of a standard ideally there. So hopefully we're going to start to see that full improvement take place across the entirety of the season, not just the last couple ones like what we had here in Season 3, which of course seemed more like the start or the full introduction of this upgrade, whereas Season 4 should expand on that all throughout the season. So that's definitely good news there. Alongside that though, as mentioned, we've got several leaks and rumors, some of which we've covered previously. Obviously, when we're talking about all the details for a seasonal update, there will be a decent bit of recap with some other reports that we've covered beforehand. But with operators, of course, these will be fully available through multiplayer, through zombies, through Warzone alike. We've got 3 codenamed operators through Doberman, Corgi, and Poodle. The general assumption here is that these are going to be for some kind of crossover, and it'll be a trio-based crossover since there's obviously 3 operators codenamed as dog breeds. No more details other than their code names, which don't really give us anything to go off of. The obvious one, though, is the operator named Stitch. In some way, shape, or form, Stitch is going to be returning from Black Ops Cold War. We thought that he got taken out in the Verdansk cutscene when Adler obviously was talking to him, and there was Easter eggs regarding Stitch's gravestone on Verdansk and everything. But I guess he's back in some capacity, so Stitch is going to be returning as an operator, unless of course they're just using that as a code name to really throw us off, which is possible, but we're going to have to wait and see, of course. We also have a bunch of weapon leaks, some of which are still codenamed, some of which are a bit more obvious. You may recall a while back at the very start of Season 3, the Warzone Mobile Season 3 update actually leaked an upcoming weapon, and presumably this one is essentially guaranteed for Season 4, and it's known as the Pyork pistol, which looks to essentially be a Python or a Magnum essentially there. So we'll have a new pistol update coming with Season 4. We've also got several other codenames courtesy of Season 3 Reloaded that we covered recently. Someone actually ended up responding to this tweet with all the code names, sort of guessing what some of these weapons would be, and they actually give some pretty solid options. Of course, they are just guesses, they are just assumptions, but with this we have the codenamed rifle Fresno, we've got a codenamed SMG Lisbon, a codenamed marksman rifle Erie, a codenamed rifle Aspen, a codenamed rifle Milan, a codenamed shotgun Olav, a codenamed LMG Mesa, a codenamed Killstreak M202, which is actually the Grim Reaper apparently, and then 2 melees, the pickaxe and the brass knuckles, which really aren't codenamed here. But for some of those codenames actually deciphering them, one of the rifles could be the FAMAS or the FFAR, the SMGs there could be a Lapa, an LC10, the marksman could be the Enfield, another rifle could be an AUG, one of the other ones could be the M14, the shotgun is presumably the Olympia. Other data miners and leakers have also said that that's likely to be the case. The LMG appears to be the M60, and then like I said, the other one's a bit more obvious, the Grim Reaper Killstreak, and then of course the melees there. Now, it's unlikely that every single one of those weapons is going to be coming in Season 4. We'll probably see some of those pushed back to Season 5 or potentially even later. Some of them could be leftovers or scrapped, of course. As always with leaks, take everything with a grain of salt, but some interesting options there for sure. And then lastly, for the global content, one more thing I want to bring up is the potential for a Black Ops 7 reveal event. Typically, late spring, early summer is when we start to get the first official details on the next Call of Duty title. We obviously know there will be a Call of Duty 2025 title, and as of right now, all the leaks, all the rumors point to that being Black Ops 7. And it just so happens that Season 4 encompasses the prime time for a potential reveal. In fact, we do have an Xbox Game Showcase event coming up here. I believe on June 9th is when that's going to be happening. So it's possible that there's a name drop, or June 8th rather. Sorry, I just looked it up live as I was recording this. So Sunday, June 8th, there is going to be an Xbox Game Showcase. There's also going to be an Outer Worlds Direct event just after that, similar to how we had a Black Ops 6 Direct event last year. So we won't have a full dedicated reveal just for Black Ops 7, but it's possible they end up doing a name drop of some kind during Season 4, or even tie something in game. Obviously, back in the day, Verdansk had several different reveal events take place on it. It's possible that Season 4 encompasses that. That's just simply, an assumption there, theorizing a little bit, but it is something to look out for nonetheless. Now, beyond some of the global content and updates for Season 4, we also have some mode-specific stuff between multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. Not as many details here as some of the global stuff, but still some things to look out for. For multiplayer, for instance, we actually have a leak from a little while back that is still yet to come to fruition, but other leaks that dropped around that same time did end up happening, and it's the fact that currently in-game there is a perk streaks codename, which essentially is going to be a new perk option for Black Ops 6, it seems, which is essentially specialist. Earn perks for getting kills instead of score streaks. So you can switch over to that. You won't get your UAVs, your counters, whatever else, but you'll end up getting more and more perks as you go on higher streaks. So it could be pretty cool to see that in a multiplayer environment. Also, obviously, Season 4 is going to include some new multiplayer maps. As of right now, not really any solidified leaks or previews for what these could be. We have a pretty obvious trend though throughout the first few seasons. Obviously, all the maps are probably going to be small to medium sized, as are most of the Black Ops 6 maps. They're going to focus at least one map to 2v2, so it's going to be face off and gunfight, and probably one hybrid map that's 6v6 and 2v2. And basically every single season is also featured a remaster of some kind as well. So we don't have exact details there, but there are certain standards and certain expectations kind of already set out for the multiplayer maps. Zombies this next season is going to be particularly interesting because it also is largely a mystery. According to Alex, known leaker and data miner, there is still a zombies map left in the files that has yet to drop, but just one. There's also no direct indications that the map could be coming in Season 4. However, earlier leaks also mentioned two new perks that were in the files, Z-Mod and W-Mod, that have not been fully updated. Now, these could be early, files for Black Ops 7 zombies. They could be files that haven't been fully updated for other potential maps, another map or two coming in Season 5, Season 6. So really with zombies, there is the possibility for a new map dropping with Season 4. It's also possible that it is, reserved for Season 5 or Season 6 if they don't plan on dropping a new map each and every single season. So unfortunately, not much solidified content there. In fact, more questions than answers in that area. And then lastly, with Warzone, pretty standard here, but Verdansk map updates seem to be planned. There were several things that the Ghost of Hope reported on a while back, including things like the Red Door updates that have already sort of been teased in game, where in Quarry, we have the Red Door that's inaccessible, and now there's been a note that's added to it. So it was reported, like I said, that those features were going to be coming. it's very likely that that could be a season 4 thing, as season 3 was largely dedicated to returning Verdansk to its original state. Then obviously seeing things like the train station open up and adding the train to the map, things of that nature. We'll continue to see things evolve there in the future. And then one other thing that I'm keeping my eye on personally is the fact that, again, a while back we actually had some updated files in the game referencing new and updated versions of Fortune's Keep and Vondel. Obviously a lot of focus has been on Battle Royale lately, with Verdansk being the hot new thing, but also Resurgence hasn't seen many updates. There's no current word of any brand new Resurgence maps coming. In fact, they took Area 99 out of the game files completely, so that may never return. However, bringing back Fortune's Keep and Vondel, certainly an option. They've been in the files for a little bit, and as I said, were updated not too long ago, so it's possible that we could potentially see the return of those at some point, maybe in season 4. Also equally possible that's just something that is ongoing in the background, that they're just saving for a rainy day. You know, who really knows there? But really, it seems like the bulk of the season 4 stuff that we know of so far is that global content and stuff that's going to span across all modes. Of course, as each day passes by and we get closer to the launch of season 4, we're gonna gain more and more information, actual specifics here. So we got a lot to look out for. Of course, stay tuned for any and all new reveals. We'll be covering them all here on the channel. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to guarantee you're in the know. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating on your way out would be really appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.